Hello, this is Candy Sun here, and today I'm joined by Naturespirit,
Hi
who is,
guys, this is Naturespirit.
and we're going to be going over the battles that we played. So this is the before battle that we are playing, just to get a little baseline for how good I am at the game. I've played a few others, you have seen the video already, but this is us actually going through the game and analyzing it. So right off the bat, you can see me starting off with 3 spikes. I don't think he goes with spikes, but do you have any preference on that with the chipper?
Yeah, on most maps I usually put the spikes right at the end, but with the way offside works and a lot of maps where the balloons come out on both sides, it's better to not start with the spikes because your darts travel a distance to the end of the map, so you can maximize the amount of lives the spikes pop.
That's interesting. And then I also noticed my Dart Monkey has some issues with popping all the balloons, and I noticed your Dart Monkey didn't have those issues. Uh, how does that vary from side to side?
Oh, well, it actually did have issues popping all the balloons, but I just popped down all the road spikes so it looked like I didn't lose any lives.
Yeah, I noticed the darts on my side were getting stuck. You can see like it pops like right there at the start of the game, and it gets stuck on the balloons that are towards the end versus the ones at the front. I guess it's because the hitbox is to the right a little bit of the
I
Dart
haven't
Monkey.
really experienced anything like that.
Okay. And then for the pinks, what targeting did you say again?
I usually put it on strong.
Strong? Okay. I had it on last in this game, and I think that did show itself in the actual performance.
Yeah,
And maybe we
last
can.
works, but strong is usually much better. On my side, I didn't lose any lives. It didn't hit any of the road spikes.
Okay. I also noticed your Dart Monkey is a little bit higher up than mine. How much of an impact does that make?
Well, if you have your dart monkey on last, it makes a big impact due to the placement. But if you have it on strong, it's not a big impact most of the time.
Okay. That makes sense. Is that because of the straighter pathway when you're going on last?
Yeah, when you have it on last, it can hit the balloons first and it can hit it in a straight path like a juggernaut.
Okay. And then I have the right spot for the second Dart Monkey?
Yeah, that's the best spot for a second one.
Okay. And then what are your thoughts on that round 6 rush? I didn't like it too much at
Uh,
the end.
yeah, I didn't like it because it put you behind in farms, which allowed me to get a farm advantage and rush you with blacks at the same time. So
Okay.
we could both try to defend it, but you were just down in farms,
Yeah.
which wasn't good for you.
So yeah, that starts a downward trend in this game. Once you lose the farm battle, it is extremely tough to get back in it, especially when
Yes,
you're
it.
playing a good player or a better player, I should say.
Yeah, the only way to regain the farm advantage is if they rush you and you defend well, or you rush them and you drain them somehow. Maybe you make them get up too much defense and they sell it and then you punish them or something.
Okay. And then I probably should not have upgraded the farm there, right?
Yeah,
I upgraded a
I
tiny
sent
bit
a
too early.
tiny rush and you upgraded right when I sent it, which was just unlucky in my opinion.
Unlucky.
Yeah,
Any way that I could deal with that better? Maybe wait a tiny bit longer till you upgrade the farm, or plop down a couple more darts beforehand.
I think you should have just waited a tiny bit to see if I upgraded because I had the farm advantage, so I had more money to
Yeah.
deal with. And here, what you should have done was you should have just not upgraded any farms until you got back your boost. I
Okay.
always do that whenever someone threatens to re-rush. I put down a few darts, don't upgrade them, and I wait for the re-rush. I
Okay.
don't upgrade any of my
And what were your thoughts
farms.
on my pink rush back at you? Was that dumb or not optimal?
I felt like it was really bad because if I decide to rush you round 13, you have far less money to defend it.
Yeah. I think I probably would have died if you rushed me around 13. And
Yeah,
this rush, also probably too aggressive.
it wasn't very effective either because it was just whites and pinks when you could have sent zebras and stuff round 13. So I didn't even need the boosts. I could just tank a few lives and not have to sell my farms.
Okay. So yeah, I think I'm noticing a trend already. I play extremely aggressive for my play style.
Yeah, it's okay to play aggressive, but you want to rush smartly, like do small rushes like this every now and then.
Yeah,
Because I spent hardly any money on that rush at all, but it forced you to boost.
yeah.
And then afterward, I was able to send another rush, boosted as a re-rush, that I spent hardly any money on. I didn't sell any farms, and it
And there's
just
nothing I
managed to
can do at
kill you
that
since
point.
you have so little lives.
At that point, I'm so far behind that I have to play too safe, and the game's basically over at that point.
Yeah, when you defend a re-rush, what you want to do is have two chippers or an insane amount of triple darts and two jugs. I recommend getting more triple darts over getting two chippers.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there's a lot. I played really badly in that game, but that just shows how much room I have to improve. Um, if you saw all the videos earlier in the video, or all the games earlier in the video, you saw that there's one I won. There was a couple I lost, especially the one that you just saw. But I have a lot of room to improve. I hadn't played competitive in a year and a half, so I have not adapted to the meta well because I had no need to. So this just goes to show how much room even I have to improve with how long I've been playing and everything like that. It shows how much pressure really gets into the game. If you saw the farm advantage, he got the farm advantage, and then he just controlled the game from there. And I gotta give props to you, Naturespirit. Once you got that farm advantage, I could not get back.
Yeah, that's the one thing you never want to do with chipper or really any tower, really. But chipper especially, you never want to lose the farm advantage because if you lose the farm advantage, if they all out you round 22 or they all out you later with a much bigger rush than you have money to defend with, it's just that much more difficult to defend with. Defending with chipper is already difficult enough, but if you lose the farm advantage, you're pretty much fucked.
And yeah, I noticed that is with Chipper, it's a lot tougher than back in the days where you could go bomb or ace or something to be able to defend a secondary rush like that.
Yeah, with Ace, you're pretty much always going to be behind in farms a little bit, but it's more forgiving because round 22 and round 24 defends are very easy with Ace. And Bomb is also more forgiving because you can more cheaply defend re-rushes with the cluster bombs than you can with another Juggernaut and a bunch of triple dart spam.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that I notice I don't do much is the triple dart spam. Um, why is that so effective?
Well, it's very effective because it's cheap and it does a lot. It throws free darts and it can hit up to 4 balloons at a time. It just does a lot of popping. It's very efficient for the money.
Yeah. And then, yeah, as you point out earlier, chipper defends are a lot tougher to do. It requires you to be very cautious with your money because you just don't have as much to work with.
Yeah, you want to get up your jug spam before you super vac. You want to wait until the last possible instant to super vac if you want to have the most money possible to defend.
Yeah. And I think the last thing I really noticed was I was trying too hard to catch up on the farms towards the end. I was playing too aggressive. I was trying to get too much farms, and I just did not have any money because I just could not make a decision on what I wanted to do.
Yeah, when you fall behind in farms, if you're ahead in eco, if you play really aggressively like you did, you will eventually catch up, but I'll probably always have a slight farm advantage unless I rush you and you manage to defend it really well.
Yeah. And to that point, I also did not have the life's advantage. So it was still in my hands to rush him. So that really shows how bad of a position I was in.
Yeah, well, this is arena rules, so
Yeah.
lives don't really matter as
Well,
long as
yeah.
you don't die.
I'm
But you
just
want
talking if anyone does competitive or anything like that where lives do matter, or even towards the end of the match, you saw where lives did matter, where I leaked just enough to where I had to play so much more passive had I actually wanted to not die.
Yeah, the way I play in arenas is I don't like to throw away lives, but a lot of times you're going to have to make the decision in arenas where do you prefer the lives or do you prefer the money?
Yeah. And
I
while
say,
lives aren't that important specifically, if you're low on lives, you do have to play a bit safer.
yeah, which is why I say don't throw away your lives, but don't waste money getting up like a triple dart just to save 5 lives. That's not worth it. You're going to miss the $60, then you're going to get behind in farms if you do that. Only do that if they send a crap load of balloons and you're going to lose like 40 lives. That, I would say, is worth the $60.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that was a good analysis for this video. This was a little bit more cooperative on it because it's towards the start. I think in the future videos you're going to see him telling me a lot more stuff as I'm really trying to figure out the more detailed parts of the game. This was a pretty simple game overall, but you can see even in those 15 rounds or whatever it was, how much you can really figure out on how much you need to be able to improve from. And you saw I was already losing the game starting like round 3 or 4. So with that, hope y'all enjoyed, and see y'all in the next one.